A significant legislative package, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill by President Donald Trump, has narrowly cleared the House of Representatives. This sets the stage for a dramatic signing ceremony, complete with a military flyover, and ignites a fierce national debate over its far-reaching consequences. In a move that marks a significant victory for the Republican Party, the House of Representatives has passed a massive tax and spending bill. The legislation, championed by Donald Trump, saw a tight vote, underscoring the deep partisan divide on Capitol Hill. The bill's passage paves the way for it to become law, heralding substantial changes to the nation's fiscal landscape. At the heart of this big, beautiful bill are sweeping tax cuts. These include making the 2017 tax reductions permanent and introducing new breaks for tipped workers and overtime pay. Proponents argue these measures will invigorate the economy, putting more money back into the pockets of everyday Americans and stimulating business growth and investment across the country. However, the bill's ambitions extend far beyond tax adjustments. It also allocates significant funding increases for national defense and border security. This includes billions of dollars earmarked for the construction of a border wall and the enhancement of immigration enforcement capabilities, priorities that were central to Trump's platform. To offset these expenditures, the legislation proposes considerable cuts to several key social programs. Medicaid, the healthcare program for low-income Americans, faces substantial reductions. The bill also rolls back clean energy tax credits that were established under the previous administration, a move that has drawn sharp criticism from environmental groups. The passage of the bill was a nail-biting affair, with the final vote count highlighting the razor-thin majority held by the Republicans in the House. The intense negotiations and political maneuvering leading up to the vote reveal the deep divisions not only between the two parties but also within the Republican caucus itself, with some members expressing reservations. In a move that has generated both excitement and controversy, the bill's signing is set to be a grand spectacle. Donald Trump has announced that the event will be accompanied by a military flyover, featuring some of the Air Force's most advanced aircraft. This display is intended to be a powerful symbol of American strength and a celebration of the legislative achievement. The planned flyover is not just a ceremonial flourish. It carries a deeper political message. It's a projection of military might and a nod to the patriotic themes that have been a hallmark of Trump's political brand. For his supporters, it's a fitting tribute to a significant policy victory and a moment of national pride. Critics, however, view the military flyover as an inappropriate use of taxpayer money and a politicization of the armed forces. They argue that military assets should not be used for what they see as a partisan celebration, and that such displays blur the lines between governance and political campaigning, setting a concerning precedent. Delving deeper into the bill's provisions, the tax cuts for individuals are some of the most talked about aspects. The extension of the 2017 cuts means that current tax brackets will remain in place, preventing a tax increase that would have otherwise occurred. The new deductions for tipped and overtime workers are aimed at providing relief to hourly employees. For businesses, the bill offers a number of incentives designed to spur economic activity. These include provisions that allow for the immediate deduction of capital expenditures, a measure that proponents say will encourage companies to invest in new equipment and expand their operations, ultimately creating more jobs for American workers. On the spending side, the increased allocation for defense is substantial. The bill directs billions towards modernizing the military's equipment and enhancing its readiness. This is in line with the Republican platform's emphasis on a strong national defense as the cornerstone of American foreign policy and global leadership. The funding for border security is equally robust, with a clear focus on physical barriers and increased personnel. The bill provides a significant financial injection for the construction of a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border and for the hiring of more immigration enforcement agents, reflecting a hardline stance on immigration. The cuts to Medicaid are among the most contentious elements of the bill. Opponents warn that these reductions could lead to a significant number of low-income individuals and families losing their health insurance coverage. This has sparked a heated debate about the role of government in providing a social safety net for its most vulnerable citizens. The rollback of clean energy tax credits represents a significant policy shift away from the previous administration's focus on combating climate change. This move has been welcomed by some in the fossil fuel industry but has been met with alarm by environmental advocates who fear it will hinder the country's transition to a green economy. The political implications of this bill's passage are vast. For the Republican Party, it's a demonstration of their ability to deliver on their promises and govern effectively. They are framing this as a win for the American people, one that will lead to greater prosperity and security for the nation as a whole. Democrats, on the other hand, have been united in their opposition to the bill. They argue that it is a giveaway to the wealthy and corporations at the expense of the poor and the middle class. They are already using the bill as a rallying cry for the upcoming elections, painting a stark contrast in their vision for the country's future. The public reaction to the bill has been as divided as the political one. Supporters have taken to social media to celebrate the legislative victory, praising the tax cuts and the focus on border security. They see this as a fulfillment of the promises made on the campaign trail and a step in the right direction for the country. Conversely, a significant portion of the public has expressed outrage and concern. Protests have been organized, and critics have been vocal about the potential negative impacts of the Medicaid cuts and the environmental policy changes. For them, this bill represents a step backward for social and environmental progress. The economic forecasts for the bill's impact are varied. Some economists believe that the tax cuts will lead to a significant boost in economic growth, creating a more dynamic and competitive American economy. They point to historical examples where tax reductions have led to increased investment and job creation. Other economists, however, are more skeptical. They warn that the tax cuts, coupled with the increased spending on defense, could lead to a ballooning national debt. They argue that the long-term consequences of such a fiscal imbalance could be detrimental to the country's economic stability and future prosperity. The debate over the bill is likely to continue for the foreseeable future. Its implementation will be closely watched, and its effects on the economy and society will be the subject of intense scrutiny and analysis. The deep divisions it has exposed are a reflection of the broader political polarization in the country. As the nation awaits the bill's signing and the accompanying military flyover, the symbolism of the moment is not lost on anyone. It is being cast as a pivotal moment, a clear marker of a new direction for the country's policy and priorities. The imagery will be powerful and will undoubtedly be used to shape the political narrative. For Donald Trump, this is a legacy-defining achievement. It is a tangible result of his political agenda and a clear message to his supporters that he has delivered on his promises. The big, beautiful bill is more than just legislation. It's a statement of his political philosophy and his vision for America. For his opponents, it is a stark reminder of the political battles that lie ahead. They are gearing up to challenge the bill's provisions and to make their case to the American people that there is a better way forward. The fight over the future of the country's social and economic policies is far from over. The coming months will reveal the true impact of this landmark legislation. Will it, as its supporters claim, unleash a new era of economic prosperity? Or will it, as its critics fear, exacerbate inequality and undermine the social safety net? The answer to these questions will shape the political landscape for years to come. The big, beautiful bill is now a reality, and its passage through the House is a testament to the shifting political winds in Washington. The debate it has ignited is a microcosm of the larger conversations happening across the country about the role of government, the economy, and the future of the American dream. As the ink dries on this legislation, the focus will now turn to its implementation and the real-world consequences for millions of Americans. From tax returns to healthcare access, the effects of this bill will be felt in households across the nation, making it one of the most significant pieces of legislation in recent memory. The passage of this bill is a watershed moment in American politics. Its long-term effects are yet to be seen, but one thing is certain: the debate over its merits and its impact will continue to be a central theme in the nation's political discourse.